Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. Pookies and Ray Rays are invisible to many women. Are invisible. Hey, and I touched on this yesterday, and there was a young man in the comments. He said, and shout yourself out, man. I don't want to get your name wrong. But he said, TBH, Pookies and Ray Rays are invisible to many of the women he deals with. And he had a point, and I've always said that. I said it happens. And yeah, there's definitely some women who go for Pookies and Ray Rays, criminals, thugs, bums, all of that. I also said they lower class. And even for the rare upper class woman who deals with them, so I said rare. If you start scratching the surface of her background, that's where she came from. But for the most part, the more a woman goes up in social class, the less likely she's going to mess with some bum dude. In fact, you got whole channels on YouTube, talking with women talking about leveling up. They don't use the term Pookie and Ray Ray. They use the term Dusties. Now, if they wanted them that badly, they just go for them. No, they want some guys with some money. Shit. They going for men with some money, productive men, all of that. Shit, they ain't messing with no damn Pookies and Ray Rays. And don't try to qualify and say, well, yeah, they'll mess with a corporate Pookie or Ray Ray. Bullshit. We know what a Pookie and Ray Ray is. That's a bum dude. That's okay. Shit. But before I even get into that, real quick, I got a couple links in the description box. It's to some site. I think it's called World Cat or something like that. And they list where different books, what libraries books are in. Check it out. My book's Nice Guys and Players in Sexual Chemistry. There's some libraries, include some college libraries, including overseas, Philippines, Vietnam, everything, especially sexual chemistry, which is interesting because everybody know about Nice Guys and Players. But a lot of guys don't go for sexual chemistry. But that's actually the deeper book. That's the deeper book. It's funny. One criticism of Nice Guys and Players, some people going to come against, it's too simple. It's all there. And I took in the criticism. I said, okay, that's constructive. So I got deep with sexual chemistry. And it was too deep for people. But not deep enough for some libraries. And check it out in the links. Just check it out in the links. But anyway, let's get back to this Pookie and Ray Ray thing. And it has to do with what my main video was talking about. Class, social class. I keep saying that shit. Guys be like, oh, these women, they want Pookie and Ray Ray. It depends on where you at. Depends on where, if you in some working class or impoverished neighborhood, a lumpen proletariat neighborhood, something like that, okay, that's reasonable. And let me shout out Master Teacher BGS. He talks about the octanes. And if a woman's an octane, that's ratchet. Yeah, they want Pookie. That's on their level. That's on their level. Or if they in the what Cousin T-Talk calls the flex economy. Oh, that's where that's where criminal activity is a way of life. Oh yeah, they want Pookie. They definitely want Pookie. Shit. Yeah, you in any of those places, yeah. But as a woman moves up in social class, education, those guys don't do it for her. Even women who might have dealt with them at a young age, now they might have still some attraction for them if they're moving up from those environments. Some attraction. But even then, they will tend to go for guys who maybe came from that environment and moved up themselves. But for the most part, the women ain't going to be dealing with them. They're not going to be dealing with them. Because even though, and y'all know me, I always talk about sex appeal beats money and status, right? I always say that. But I've never once said it don't work. Status still means something, especially as you move up in class. Shoot, when you talk about, especially these women, they get that degree or something. They get that degree, shoot, they want that man. Hey, they want that man who got a degree too. You know, they shoot, especially as you go up. And then if you go up even higher, if you're talking about upper class, or you're talking about women who get advanced degrees, shoot, they ain't messing with no Pookie and Ray Ray. Shoot. And then there's the whole social class thing. Contrary to popular belief, everybody ain't working class. The working class is very large, but everybody ain't there. Everybody ain't there. And there's even within the working class, there's different levels. There's some people working class, but they got aspirations of going higher. You know? And see, that starts even, if you want, let's go deep. Let's go deep. A woman, she gonna tend to go for the guys that were around her when she hit puberty. That's the biggest thing, because not only are they the ones likely to be the first 3 men on her imprint, they just who she dealing with. You know, that's who she dealing with. Contrary to popular belief, every woman isn't growing up around a thug. There's plenty of women out there, shoot, regardless of what their parents are doing, they grew up in areas where they got a 2-car garage. Shoot, some of them going to private school. Shoot, if anything, a lot of them are bougie. Now, what that mean? What that mean? Because that's particularly a term within the black community. That means you putting shoot. You trying to act like you high and mighty. Shoot, you want to at least behave publicly with a certain amount of class. And if a woman grow up in that, shoot, she's not going to deal with a Pookie and Ray Ray. She ain't going to meet one. And you get guys out here say, oh, they're going for Pookie and Ray Ray. Where they meet them? Where they meet them? They ain't grow up around them. Everybody ain't grow up in the hood or poor areas. Everybody didn't. Shit. Yeah, even a lot of working class areas got some like stability and stuff. They ain't like about some dumb shit. At least around some working people. They ain't gonna be around. They ain't gonna have a natural attraction to a guy. And don't speculate. Say, well, if he's so handsome or something. Hey, very few men stand out like that. Okay. Very few men stand out like that. And plus, they might not get a chance anyway, because guys on that level, shit, they looking for those easy girls. They looking for those hood chicks. They looking for that girl gonna suck his dick without too much of an issue. Shoot, they looking for that girl. They don't have to take her. They don't have to take her to Ruth Chris or something like that. They looking for that girl. They like want some Cheetos and Sunday Delight. Shout out Tariq Nasheed. He talked about that. He said they don't want much. Shoot, and especially if you actually know some Pookies and Ray Rays, because I've known everybody across the board. Shoot, they stay in their lane. Shoot, they want that easy girl. They stay in their lane. Ain't time for that other stuff. And then, like I said, the women typically didn't grow up around them. They don't know what to do with some Pookie and Ray Ray. Like I said, you do get an exception every now and then. There are exceptions. There are indeed exceptions. But I would say this. Even with the exceptions, like if you get like, you're going to hear some exceptions about some like preacher's kid or something dealing with some drug dealer. If people know who I'm talking about. But that's an upper level drug dealer. And an upper level drug dealer, they ain't no Pookie. They running shit. Shit, those 100 octanes and shit, the serious ones. But if you're talking about some guy just on the corner or some corner boy or something, shit, they gonna get the women on that level. And I know some guys, they doubt that. Nah, that's crazy. They all go for it. I would say this. Here's my challenge. How many bougie women do you actually know? Did you go to school with them? Did you go to school with them? Did you grow up in a neighborhood with them? Are you in an environment which has a predominant amount of them? And you know what? I talked about this before, and somebody was talking about, well, all these nurses. Nurses are more working class. There's a strong chance they'll deal with the Pookie and Ray Ray because they came from that environment. Very strong chance. But how many attorneys, doctors, CEOs, women business owners, Shoot, women being in these I was about to say fraternities. Hey, might happen somewhere. In these sororities and everything. That's even regardless of race. Because even though Pookie and Ray Rays is associated with the black community, they got equivalents in the white community. You know? You talk about that, what even other whites will call white trash. Shoot, the guys in those communities, the type of women they get are trash too. And I'm not sure what terms they use in Asian communities or Hispanic communities or whatever ethnic group. But they're going to tend to be there. And trust me. And I mean, and I'm look, let me be real. Now I always talk about you know, it's been an early part of my life in Southeast DC, Anacostia. That's why I do have some street in me. I do. Somebody might not think so, but I also have some working class in me, some bougie in me. Just going with different classes, and that's where I really learned it. Like in high school, right? High school, went to Archbishop Carroll High School in DC. Started in 1979. Now I ain't sure about the reputation now, but back then, shoot, you had to wear neckties to class. That was up there. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it is now, but back then it was up there to get into Carroll. It was up there to get into Carroll. And I remember I was with my grandmother, and we went over to some woman's house. And this gave me the first indication of status, how much that mattered, right? First indication. And I haven't seen anything to change it since then. But I remember the woman, she had some daughters. They were blatantly unimpressed with me. They wouldn't give me no attention, right? And Grandma picked up on it. Grandma had some serious game, right? So she casually let out, oh yeah, you know, Ronnie's going to be going to Carroll. All of a sudden, these girls perked up. They were like, what, Carroll? Carroll? Did you say Carroll? All of a sudden, they were getting real friendly. I was like, yeah. Hell, back in the day, because Carroll was an all-boys school, but it had the reputation, we didn't need them in class for us, with us. We didn't need the girls in class. Shoot, they would come up there for plays and everything, which is why I got into plays at Carroll. They would come up and be cheerleaders and shit for us. But you go to a club or something, all you had to do, you talk to a girl, all you had to do was say Carol. Just say Carol. You can walk up to her, Carol. Oh, they handed the number to you. But that was a status thing. That was a status thing, because that still plays a part. Now, I will always maintain sex appeal always beats status. And any guys that don't think so just don't have sex appeal. But it still's going to play a part. And see, you got just many women, they ain't gonna mess with the Pookie and Ray Ray, just ain't on their status. And before somebody say, well, rappers ain't no Pookies and Ray Rays, they playing a role. I told you, most of them some bougie ass motherfuckers behind closed doors. Seriously. And the ones that weren't, they trying to be bougie behind closed doors. Shit. You look at somebody like 50 Cent, yeah, he did some real shit, but you look at him now, that motherfucker corporate and motherfucker shit. They ain't trying to stay there. Because there's even some Pookies and Ray Rays that really try to get out of there. They don't try to stay in that shit. They ain't trying to be something like they might have started out that way, got in some trouble, something, been unproductive at some point in their life, but they don't stay that way. They don't stay that way at all. You're going to have a few of them. You're going to have some real life ghosts out there. They trying to get out of it, and they actually trying to become bougie. Shoot, they be the type, yeah, they'll make their money doing some illicit shit, but shoot, as soon as they get a chance, they start getting legit. That's it. So you can't even count them as that. And then they'll raise their children like they ain't never been near the streets. Those are types, seriously. Don't ask me how I know, but they'll put their kids in private school, and their kids might not even know what their father did. And if they have a daughter, especially if they have a daughter, she even looked too hard she even glanced at a Pookie or something, the father be like, oh hell no. They be like, hey, you gotta get that big head kid, get that doctor or something. Shit. you know. But they're gonna be invisible. Cause think about it, just look at it. Look at what these women looking for. They know ain't no Pookie. You got these women talking about they want a man with 6 figures. And really, shout out the Equalizer, 6 figures now start at $250,000. 100,000 ain't what it used to be. You just middle class then. You gotta have $250,000 now. But you got these women out here, shoot, they tell you straight up. Even if they used to deal with Pookies, when they want to like level up, they like, oh no, you gotta have that money every time. And yeah, there's gonna be some men they reject. And yeah, there's still always gonna be some men who can get some without spending any money or something, but then that's just pure sex. And that's a small percentage of the population. That's a small percentage. And even out of that, most of them ain't Pookies and Ray Rays. You start checking, they got jobs, degrees, everything. The women just ain't required. The status thing wasn't the thing that attracted women to them. But most of them are invisible. And, you know, and I said yesterday when I was doing the video, I almost got in a fight with some straight up Pookies and Ray Rays because they wouldn't get no pussy. Because most of them, I'm going to be real, most of them don't be getting it like that, though, for real. Most of them don't. Or if you look at, like I said, if you take an honest look at who the Pookies and Ray Rays getting, don't count celebrities. Like I said, don't ever count celebrities. All of them playing a role. And they playing a fucking role, all right? Because they gonna get money. Hell, somebody told me I can make $1 million. All I do is act thug. I'd seriously consider it. I ain't gonna say I would, but you'd be like, oh wait, let me think about this shit. You know, it ain't my character, but I would think about it. So you tell these guys, hey, if you act thuggish and all of this, and like you can't speak well, and you become a multi-millionaire, what the fuck you think they gonna do? Most people gonna do that shit. So don't count them. I'm talking about these guys out here. They just out here. They on the streets, like real gully and stuff. You know, grimy. Those types. Heterosexual Fleece Johnsons and stuff. Those types. Shit. Because even if he said he was married and everything, he married now. I'd be shocked if his wife would be the type who can get, who'll get a large following on IG. Seriously. Because let's get back into that quality woman thing. Why the fuck would you even care? These guys are going to Pookies and Ray Rays primarily getting women that you shouldn't want. If you up there checking out those women, something wrong with you. Those women don't got no class. They low themselves. Those women are low themselves or close enough to it if they fucking with the true Pookie and Ray Ray. And really, this ain't no to hate on Pookie and Ray Ray at all. Let me be clear about it. They do their thing. I'm just being realistic. And like I said earlier, I've been, I think I said, I don't know, I'll be fooling so much, but I've been seeing those type of women who wouldn't give Pookie and Ray Ray time of day from, like, high school. From high school. Archbishop Carroll High School, St. Joseph's University for undergrad, American University. Hanging out with some bougie crowds. Hell, even in high school, I went to a lot of Jack and Jill parties. Specifically, those are children of the black upper class. I remember I went to one party. Please. They don't even look like other black people. They ain't messing with no Pookies and Ray Rays. And I always told that story about that time I went to 2 parties 2 nights in a row. One was a pool party. Now, you had plenty of Pookies and Ray Rays in there. But I actually counted only one. I said, no, only one female in there had a flat stomach. Only one. One woman. And she was the one who invited me. And she was trying to level up. That's why she was even messing with me. And then the next night, all the women were like some Barbies, but the men in there had to be professionals. The men in there were like law students, medical students, attorneys, doctors, future like executives. Shit. Those women wouldn't give a Pookie and Ray Ray time of day. Up to this day. Now, I haven't been to a big function in a while, but that last function I was at that involved like more upper class folks, none of those women in there will fuck with a Pookie and Ray Ray. Yeah, it had to be clean cut, decent shape, everything. You basically, shout out Kevin Sanders, you basically had to look like him, be up in there. You had to have that whole vibe just to be up in there. Those women ain't fucking no Pookies and Ray Rays. You got a lot of them. And here's the thing. Stop worrying about it. You're not competing with them. If you're competing with Pookie and Ray Ray, that says where you at in life. I'm not competing with them. The men in my circles aren't competing with Pookies and Ray Rays, getting a better women. It's not a competition with them. Because they ain't messing with no low-level women. Low-class women. Who, honestly, I don't know why guys tripping with them anyway. Low-class and typical, most of them are not. Most of them ain't gonna look like all that. They ain't gonna be all attractive. You're gonna use that number system. Average at best. But guys tripping over. Like I said, don't count the rappers. And now the exceptions who are just really actually fine, oh, they going for the upper level type of guys. The 100 octane women. And they got a shelf like the ones being flown out and shit, but they gotta be fine as shit. So you ain't competing with those upper level men for those lower class, for the fine ones, the baddies anyway, and most of them ain't baddies, you know. But most Pookies and Ray Rays, they gonna be invisible to the women. The women gonna call them dusties. Women ain't gonna even deal with a lot of women now. I know a lot of women now. They got degrees. They were in sororities. Pookie be lucky if the woman, even like you walk up, hey, what time is it? Pookie would be lucky if the woman even look at her watch or whatever and to tell him. And some of them, a lot of them will be mean if a Pookie even try to talk to her. And that's just a reality. That's just a reality out here, because like I said, you got to deal with it. And like I said, I've dealt with them. Been dealing with them since high school. I can tell. Shoot, even to this day. There's a lot of women, shoot. I might come across, now I said I know a lot of women who work, working at the retail and everything around here, restaurants. But if you see my look most of the time, people don't take me for educated where I'm at. People take me for blue collar. I'm good with that, though. I don't have an issue. I never had an issue. But there's a lot of women that ain't going to mess with me. You know? Shit, there's a lot of women ain't going to, like, they see me. You know, the best they might say, hey, he look all right. You know, they could even say, oh, yeah, he fine, he handsome. They ain't going to get none. He don't look like he got money. You know, he look blue collar. It is what it is, because we got a lot of them around. We actually got a lot of women like that in my zip code. We got a lot of women making some money and all of that shit. They ain't messing with no bum dudes. Got a whole lot of them. And when they see me around, I can tell the bougie ones, the more upper educated ones, because it's a look. That's one thing. If you out here enough, you can tell which ones got what. You know, you can take one look. It's easy as hell. When I'm walking around, just kind of chilled and stuff, I get no attention. Now, a few times when I might be in some store, I might have had to put on a regular shirt, like dress shirt, some slacks and everything. Oh yeah, they'd be like, hey. Be like, nah, but that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. Man, it's just part of it. It's just, you gotta understand. Like, when women checking out men, they looking at every fucking thing. All these guys, like I said, that's why I always challenge those guys and call them stupid if they think women just looking at their face. Or even just their physicality. As much as I talk about body game, I say, hey, that's just the base. She's gonna look at how you dress. She's gonna look at your haircut. Like, the look I have now, part of the reason I'm letting this all grow out, I ain't trying to draw any attention right now. I'm really not. Don't need to. Yeah, I just keep my private affairs to myself, but just don't need to. So, but if I was in hunt mode and was looking for a certain type, well, this would be off like more consistently. And I'll be wearing my polos and wearing my Lacoste and everything out in public more. Because I actually don't wear any of that out in public. Unless I'm just doing something, I don't wear all that. You know? But that's just the nature of it. Because that's the thing. I already know who would look my way depending on how I'm dressing and how I'm giving off. Like right now, just a blue collar dude. And I'm good with that. I actually get a lot of attention from blue collar type of women. But, and like I said, the professional looking ones and all of that, they walking past me nose up and everything. And I just laugh. I say, baby, I probably got more money than you. I don't really care though. I don't really care. Because like I said, I ain't on a hunt right now. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission doing some stuff. So this is going to grow out until about, I probably won't cut any of this until August. When I go out to San Diego, gotta do my ritual. But, you know, it is what it is. But that's just a reality, everybody. It's like, don't get caught up in that whole Pookie and Ray Ray thing, thug thing. If you do you want those bum ass women most of them be with? You know, if you want a high level, you're dealing with better women. And don't come on here like, well, I knew this woman, she had a degree and stuff. Okay. How many do you know? It's not an exaggeration saying I've known a few hundred bougie women, at least associated with them, or I could say, you know, at least a high friend. I don't know who they're looking for. I can call it. In fact, I can look at a woman, pretty much tell you what type of man she gonna go for, just on a look. Just on a look. Read them real well. You know, if you understand different classes, deal with them. You can take a look at their hairstyle, clothing, everything. Tell who they gonna fuck with. Take one look and say, that's who she gonna fuck with. You know? And for a whole lot of them, they ain't messing with Pookie and Ray Ray. For the ones who do, most of them ain't shit anyway. I don't know why any guy care. Guys be talking about they don't want single mothers, or they don't want overweight women, or they don't want average at best women. That's Pookie and Ray Rays. That's their pool right there. So they doing you a favor. You want the best, be the best. Now I know some people still gonna challenge it, but I would say this: if you disagree with what I say, tell me what neighborhood you from. Tell me what street you from. Tell me what environment you've been in where you dealt with only upper class women. Don't say you did it. You gotta be very specific. Very specific. Don't say you did it, because anybody can say that. Anybody can say that. People don't realize my third eye is open. I can see right through a comment. And there's a lot of comments I'll hard and leave up when I know it's some bullshit. But yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, seriously, when you really around them and everything, don't worry about it. You know, that's not your kind. If you ain't a Pookie and Ray Ray, don't worry about it. They doing you a favor and shit. Fuck with the better women. Shoot, I could probably put 100 women. If I reach out to all the women I'm at least associated with, maybe follow me on social media. I could probably put 100 in a room. If I could like fly them out and get a bunch of single decent women in a room. I don't know. Put that on the list. Did want to start doing parties and stuff, but we won't get into. Well, no, I'll say it. Men commenting on my women's channel, they kind of like heard that. It's like, damn, y'all, I'm trying to do something to help y'all out. I'm messing with a business opportunity. So, anyway, though. Yeah, that whole Pookie and Ray Ray thing, don't worry about it. They invisible. If the better women aren't looking at them, you don't have to worry about them. Don't let them be your competition. They doing you a favor. Shoot, they the scavengers doing you a favor. All right? And Yeah, so that's all I got. Yeah, check out the links where my books are in libraries. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.